All right. Look at me, old school. Like, yeah, is this thing
Yeah,
on?
no, just making sure. Yeah.
So, I love to ask people, what was your earliest musical memory or inspiration?
That's pretty simple. When I was really young, I used to, from probably about the ages of 1 to 4, I played the drums.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so like
dope.
when I was really, really young, I took out pots and pans, which is a real classic.
That's the Travis Barker
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
like,
you
yeah.
hear loads of stories from drummers.
So you started on the drums?
Well, it doesn't really work. It didn't really work like that. I just kind of played the pots and pans when I was one. There's a couple of pictures of me also when I was that young, kind of just taking them out and just, 1 to 3, taking them out. And then my uncle plays drums. So obviously my parents had me while they were really young, when they were like 19, 20. So
did they?
yeah.
That was normal almost back then, though, wasn't it?
But, so my dad was living in his mom's with my uncle,
Right.
and they had a rehearsal place out the back of the house. So the
cool.
drum,
Alright.
so my uncle played drums, and my dad my dad would bring me up, and because I'm left-handed, he would set the kit up.
I didn't know that.
I know, but I play guitar right-handed.
That's why I never know.
It's weird, yeah. But
I want to do a Keanu Reeves and do the bass.
Yeah, I
right?
know. But he would set it up the other way, and I would kind of play it, but I couldn't reach the bass pedal, obviously, yeah.
Because you're only 8, like.
But yeah,
tiny
so
cat.
I kind of did that, and then my dad, I suppose I probably started playing the piano then when I was like 5 or 6.
And were you getting lessons then, or was it
So,
just?
so I'm trying to remember now. I think I did try and play the violin, but that didn't work. I was too young though, really.
Yeah, for violin is tough for.
I was too,
You have to be
I
a
actually
certain.
think I was too young for all this stuff. Funny enough,
Really?
you'll see what happens. So I went up to the Royal Irish Academy of Music in Dublin.
Wow,
Okay,
okay.
so I did like this kind of. I was probably in like baby infants or high infants
So you're
at this
like
point.
tiny.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
probably, I don't know what age that's, like 7 or 8, maybe.
If it's baby infants, you're only 5 or 6.
Yeah, so it's
you're-
5 or 6, because I did this kind of like preliminary year there, which was like 4 kids specifically. It was like, there
What was
a-
that, like once a week, or?
It was once, I think it was on Saturdays, it was once a week, and
The things our parents do first.
yeah, I know, and I'm pretty sure this place is quite expensive, so I have to like give lots of props to my dad, who obviously plays guitar and
Yes.
all that stuff, and my granny also plays violin. It's a very musical. That's
That's
side
maybe
of the
why
family.
the violin you
Yeah,
wanted to. Yeah.
That side of the family is very musical. So my uncle plays drums, my dad plays guitar, my granny plays violin, and her husband, who died when my dad was only 8, a long time ago, he played a load as well. He played like
Irish
violin,
music.
lots of
Yeah.
Irish music, but also specifically Irish music. He was part of a famous Irish vocal group called the Voice Squad. The Voice Squad, yeah. They were I'm pretty sure they were quite big in the 70s.
Yeah.
There's some brilliant YouTube clips of them.
That was your granddad.
Yeah, that was my granddad. You can see there's a brilliant them live in Cork. They're singing. I can't remember the name of the tune at the minute, but it's a great video on YouTube, and it's 3 of them and they sing in harmony. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. I love that sort of harmony. It's more than one. That's why I love the Eagles.
Yeah, Shannos harmony stuff.
Is that why you went to the Irish school then? It was like
Well, I think actually the reason why I went to the Irish school is because my granny was teaching Mairead, who was the principal at the time, her daughter's violin and cello.
no way.
So because I remember
Remember how good they were at
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
So like the school was difficult to get into unless you were mad early, but I don't think.
Or if you were related to someone.
Yeah, so
we had to say like we were closely related to someone.
Yeah,
That,
exactly. But so that's why I got in there, because Mairead was like, okay, no problem. But so obviously that side of the family is very musical. So that's why I think I busted out the pots and pans and was playing it. And
You obviously were like looking at your uncle and your.
yeah. Trying to play the violin when I was young and all that stuff.
That's cool.
So then I think when I was like 5 or 6 or 7, they brought me to this kind of, and I did this kind of year thing in the Royal Irish Academy, which is kind of like preliminary. Like I can't really remember it that well, but we did stuff like.
It's like a way to see probably if you have the talent, if you have the interest.
Yeah, or it was more just. I think it was just like it was almost like a introduction to music for kids, you know what I mean? But at a high level, because that place is quite renowned.
No,
And then after that year, I started playing the piano then,
and that was more sort of.
Yeah, so that was proper lessons then, and I
So you were 7. So I started when I was 7.
Yeah, so I started probably when I was 7 too, because
I think they say that's the age
Yeah,
where you
it
can
was.
actually
It
really-
was 7. Yeah.
Okay.
And I skipped the first 2 years, which were like the preliminary, and there's 2 preliminary years.
Yes,
For
yes.
some reason, I skipped them, went straight to grade 1, and then I did that up until grade 7,
No,
and then I
okay.
stopped in grade when I was in grade 7.
Okay. And what age you would have been about 12?
I
then,
was,
would have been?
I was probably 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. 12 or 13.
Before you went to secondary school. So,
Yeah, much before I went to secondary school, and I went to. So that was like going to Dublin every Saturday, but I didn't take that well to it. I have to say, I really didn't enjoy.
Doing the exams and
Yeah, so I had 2 classes every Saturday. It was the piano, and then it was theory.
yeah, theory is hard.
Yeah,
It's
so
absolutely,
but I couldn't. So like I didn't enjoy it, and I don't know why I didn't enjoy it, because I would so enjoy it now.
I know,
You know what I
I
mean?
I hear that from a lot of musicians, though,
Yeah.
that they don't necessarily engage well with a structured learning environment as much as they would now.
Yeah, it was a funny thing. I played the music. I did well on my exams up until grade 7, where I did. There's 2 exams. There's like. You have the outside grade exam, and then you have like the actual academy exam.
Okay, yeah.
So like,
and they're more actually but internationally recognized
yeah, I think
kind of
so.
thing. Like,
yeah. But so I remember in my grade 7 exam, I did really well in my grade. I got like 92 or so, which is like I've never gotten that high. But then like 2 or 3 weeks later, I went in and did my
theory one.
no, not the theory one, the actual academy, same exam but in the academy, and I got like 78, and that's a fail. It's a fail because you have to get over 80 in there.
And
their
their standards.
Yeah, and I didn't know what my options were or anything at that point, but
You're probably really disappointed.
I just did a bad exam, more so than
And that was your actual practical. That was you.
yeah, that was
performing.
exactly. And
They obviously grade differently.
they do grade
yeah.
differently, but I actually think I had a bad exam too.
You feel
But
like maybe you didn't
I
perform
always
as well
felt,
as-
yeah, I always felt like I hung on by the skin of my teeth in that place, because I just never did the practice. Like I did practice, but I never did the practice. But the reason why I felt like I hung on by the skin of my teeth is because I didn't understand what I was doing. I was playing, I was reading the music on the page, I was playing it, and I was hearing the sound, and it sounded good and all, but I didn't understand that, this chord I was playing was a B flat chord, and then we're playing some melodic motif over the B flat chord, and then we go up to the 4 chord, the E flat chord, and then play a similar melodic motif, but over that chord. The concept.
It went over your head on.
Yeah, totally over my head. I didn't understand it, and I think that was a big issue, because if I hadn't understood it, I think I would have learned much faster. And I know that to be a fact, because I understand now after playing the guitar that once the concept comes, the rest of it comes.
It's weird when it does click into. I remember the time it clicked into place for me. I was playing in the brass band, and I was like, if I'd known this all those years, like it's crazy, isn't it?
I think I was just a little bit too young. And
it's not that you didn't have the talent, you just weren't.
Yeah. And like I did so much music before I was 10, but I just didn't get it or whatever, So I think I stopped. Then after that, after I failed that grade 7 exam,
which is crazy to say failed when you got like 70.
I know, but they mark it. And like
is that their discretion?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't know, but like I probably could have repeated or anything like that. But
when you're that young though, a fail feels like a big thing.
Oh no, it does totally. So I was about 12, and I went into secondary school, and I didn't do anything then for like 2 or 3 years.
You went to St. Joseph's.
St. Joseph's,
yeah. They don't have music.
No, they don't have.
Outside
which is a joke, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Boys are just as likely to want to do music.
It's so
and
strange.
The music in Green Hills, we were very lucky.
I know the teacher. I know one of the teachers there.
Miss Liston?
No, I know the husband, or sorry, the wife of one of the teachers in there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What's this? I don't know. I only know her maiden name. So yeah. But
no, I get you.
I'll give you a bell later, right?
He's probably like, what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, he's the guy who books all the gigs in Tadhg Leahy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Andy Casey. He's a brilliant singer-songwriter as well.
Okay.
Like, he'd be somebody to
Yeah, no, I'm not taking these. I've like Stephen Carolyn here and there.
Andy Casey, yeah. So basically, then for like 2 or 3 years, I did nothing. And then I remember very distinctly, I'd just gone 15 and I started playing the guitar.
You decided
Yeah, so it was like 14, 15. I remember my little sister was born and she's now 10 and a half, 11.
Yeah, this is a big.
She's just gone 11. And I used to have mad long hair.
I can't remember that.
And I got a cut and it was my stepdad's sister's wedding, and my dad was playing at that wedding. I went up to him after the gig and I picked up the guitar and I started playing it. And that was really the first time. I had picked it up once beforehand. So
you weren't actually a guitarist before that. It was piano or a bit of drums
never
and
played
violin that you
guitar.
were
Yeah.
Okay.
So I picked up the guitar and I remember. So that was when I started. It was just before Christmas. I was either just gone 14 or just gone 15. And so I'm playing like 10 years, 10 and a half years. That's
well, it shows like it definitely.
Yeah, and
it looked like you practiced.
Yeah, no, well.
Yeah.
So I remember then I played it, and obviously my dad played, and one day he tried to give me a lesson, and it never really worked.
Okay.
So
that could be just the dynamic between you and
well,
your
it is, yeah. So I never got guitar lessons or anything. I just played it a lot when I was just started, and my dad would just show me a riff, say, and I would just play the riff or whatever.
So you did a lot by ear then, even though you could read music, you were actually doing a lot by ear.
Yes,
okay.
And it's music written for the guitar is quite poor, and the music guitar music doesn't translate to the guitar.
Okay.
Music,
I understand.
Like you can write anything for the guitar and it makes loads of sense, but like if you I have a book of transcriptions for say like John Coltrane's sax solos, and that translates quite well. You know what I mean? But there's some stuff on the guitar that doesn't translate that well. If you were to get a transcription of say something maybe a little bit silly like Nirvana songs.
Yeah.
The transcription looks a whole lot more complicated than the music actually is.
Right. Because that isn't a complicated song.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, some of those
songs
songs aren't too complicated, but if you were to see them written down, then it can be quite complicated.
And a bit intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I could never read tab either. So I didn't know.
Because I played the guitar back years ago, and that always.
I struggled with that.
I
too.
was like, what is this?
Yeah. But when I was playing guitar, started guitar, I was listening to lots of classic rock, lots of kind of the bigger early punk bands.
Yeah.
And grunge.
Arguably the good.
Yeah, and grunge and some grunge music. And then at the same time as that, I was like, still is my favorite artist ever. I was getting into Frank Zappa, who's like still one of my favorite artists ever. So
he's crazy.
Yeah, so I loved all the classic kid bands. I loved Led Zeppelin, and I loved Deep Purple was another one that I really loved. I loved
especially for guitar heavy.
All the guitar heavy classic. And my favorite was Guns N' Roses for 2 or 3 years. I loved them.
I like Slash. No one can hold the torch to it. Not a fan of Axl Rose.
Yeah, I know. And I loved a lot of those bands. I kind of got into that stuff. A lot of that stuff. And then eventually, probably after 2 years or a year and a half, I started playing with my friends in a band, and we kind of did all that stuff. And was
that Inside Job, or was that before?
No, that was way before that. It was myself, Kiefer Wilton, Kiefer, and my friend Connor.
I'm trying to interview him actually.
Yeah, that's a good idea. My friend Connor Heavey, he played the bass. I still play with him regularly enough. And then from there, I just kind of played kind of some crappy cover bands and some gigs, and it was kind of that until, and then. I know
you did music in Maynooth.
I did music in Maynooth, but only for a year.
Oh, did you?
I actually dropped it. I didn't want to do it.
And you ended up just doing English
and classics when I went to college.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing music.
No, because this is the stupidest thing. I should have done it.
Well, I didn't do music for Leaving Cert because I was like, I don't need to do music for Leaving. You just get it in your head. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I should have done it. I would have, if I could go back, I'd change that. I changed loads of stuff. But
we all would, but you're still here.
But so it was actually then. So I kind of played. I always played. I never took it too seriously. I always wanted to sound good, but only 2 years ago. So
because I feel like you've always been a musician in my head, even as long as I've known you.
So like 2 years ago, exactly the 1st of January 2 years ago, I decided, I was like, well, it looks like I'm probably going to be doing this for the rest of my life. And I was 23, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm gonna give it a shot. Now
I'm actually gonna dedicate this.
So I started taking it a bit more seriously since then, and I have been since then.
Good.
Kind of.
Well, it shows. I
trying to take responsibility and trying to be proud of what you do or whatever.
And actually realizing that if you want it as a career, it takes work.
Yeah, which is super late, I think. Loads of people decide that very early, and I think that it doesn't bother me too much.
No.
But I would have liked to have taken it seriously when I was 18, maybe.
But I always say, like, don't ever, you still did it. Like, don't worry about the times that you didn't do it. Worry about that you actually did start. That's like, look at me, I started like really right when I was 27.
But the thing is, it's the thing about saying that you're like, well, I'm giving it a shot, or this is what I do now. It's like you have to take responsibility, and you're like, if you're bad, you're bad. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, if you're bad, you're bad. You tried and you're bad, you're bad. And I think it's way better when somebody does a bad job and they say, well, I tried. Like, even if it's awful.
Yeah,
you know,
because they actually tried. Yeah.
And it's so, with musicians that are older than me, and I play with a lot of musicians that are older than me, it's so common to see them, you know, do a bad job and say that they don't care. And it's becoming it's like a trait in adults that I see so much nowadays in everything. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather say that I tried it and did a bad job, you know. And it happens because
and admit it and take
and it happens because people are jaded, or they're disappointed maybe. But like, it's funny though, because a lot of those musicians that I play with that say that, like, they would do such a good job if they actually cared, you know, or if they set themselves up to fail, then they would actually work hard and they would do an amazing job, but they never do.
No, I understand.
I mean?
It's more. Sometimes it's just the mindset of being like, I have to do this, and I have to say, like, that was a bad gig. I can't let that happen again. Like, you know, I have to work towards a good gig.
Yeah. So like 2 years ago, and I still don't know the answer to this question, but I did ask myself, it's like, what type of musician do you want to be? Like, if I look at a load of my heroes, they're all different, you know. There's like Frank Zappa's a big hero of mine. He was like a composer, played original music like all the time. His own original music. He had it. His style was so idiosyncratic that he wouldn't have been able to be a sideman for anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then another hero of mine is a guy called Mark Juliana, and he's a drummer. And he is like a jazz drummer. He plays all of his original music and is a sideman for other people's original music. But then I also like I love the kind of like the session musician. There's a guy called Mike Landau who's a guitar player, and he's played on like 1,000 albums.
Yeah, or like Gavin called him our Lord and Savior Jeff Beck. You know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, he's a guy who's just been a sideman to people for years.
But it doesn't mean that he's not any less or any more.
He does have he has his own music and all that, but his real artistry came from playing other people's music, you know.
He elevated other people by being so good at what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Session music.
Yeah. And I still don't know. I kind of want to juggle, and I want to juggle like playing other people's original music and my own original music. You know what I mean?
No, that's
kind of the direction.
Where you feel like you're going.
I tried teaching and I didn't really enjoy it.
It's not for everyone.
It's not. I really struggled. Like, I did some stuff in some different schools of music around Dublin, and
because you have plenty of experience.
I know, but it's just something I just, the thing you learn from teaching is that, like, there's no such thing as everybody's really self-taught. There's no getting away from the fact that you have to do it yourself. Doesn't matter
it's not even just music.
Your teacher is only there to encourage you to do it yourself or show you how to do it yourself. It's not like, oftentimes in class I'll just ask the students to practice, and I'll be like, just do that 5 times, and that's what you have to do at home or whatever, you know what I mean?
And if they don't want to do that, you can't make them.
Yeah, there's no. So I kind of feel like maybe it isn't for me. You know?
No, that's fair enough. Like I said, teaching is a vocation. I think, you know, like it takes a very sort of special type of person to really take it seriously. You know?
It's and I agree, and I think people who teach need to take more responsibility for that they teach and to be aware, because it's a big deal, especially primary school and secondary school. It's a big deal. You're teaching the the youth of your country. It should be held as in a higher esteem. I think by teachers themselves and the whole world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
I agree.
especially in Ireland, anyway. Like I remember some of my teachers were awful at school.
I had both. I had fantastic teachers and I didn't seem to have any in between. And I've just started teaching at a third level, so it's a little different. Like they're a little different of an audience.
Yes.
But for me, most of the time, although I'm teaching them how to do research, but for most of them, it's like you need to be aware that like you need to own your stuff. Like this is why I say it over and over again. I'm like, you know,
that's correct.
This is one of these like musical hubs. I think.
I know,
a lot of musicians and that like an artist.
It's just a nice place.
It's just a good pub.
It's good. Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
go on.
No, that's cool.
So, what in your opinion is the best thing about music, about making music?
My favorite thing about playing music is meeting new people. I have a couple of friends that are, I have a few friends that are in their 30s and a few friends that are in their 40s who are good friends of mine now. And that's from playing through music, and the amount of friends that you make through music, that's the best part, by far. And the kind of friends, but it's by far the best part, and that's the bit I like the most.
So you like the people, essentially?
I like meeting, even though I like playing on my own quite a lot, I do, it's just meeting people is my favourite bit of it, you know, because you meet cool people.
You do, if you're a musician, you tend to be a bit more like, you know, open-minded and like, you know.
They're usually all nice, you know what I mean? They usually are, you know, so that's my favourite part, by far,
So tell us a little bit about FM. Is it F.M or is it actually FM like the radio?
It's like FM, like the radio. It's named after a Steely Dan song called FM.
Very good.
But that's just me and my friends playing like some cover music. That like so. The problem with nowadays is if you want to make a living through playing music live, you have to play cover music, obviously, and other people's original music. But like, if you did that 20 years ago, you'd be playing music that would be educating. You'd be, you know, you'd be playing, I don't know, like, let me think of a great song. Like Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Like
and that was a pop song, but it's still brilliant.
And then not to say that there isn't brilliant pop songs nowadays, but a lot of the popular music nowadays is difficult to replicate live, you know? Yeah,
because it's so
we'll say like, or like hip hop stuff, which I love. But you're not going to cover that in a band. You know? So like, it's a real shame, but like, if you're playing like, you know, functions or like you're doing like those type of gigs in order to make money, the music that you're playing is usually at a low standard, and it's usually and the music isn't usually the most educational. So
I agree.
That's the hardest thing I think for musicians. That's my experience anyway. It's the hardest thing. You meet great people. Sometimes it is at a good standard, but the music isn't teaching you like songwriting practices or great ways, good guitar parts or stuff like that. So,
but that's it. People don't seem to appreciate the actual musicians anymore. Really, it's more just almost like just the singer and that they can dance. That's about it. Like, there's no
it's not even that. It's just like, you know, if you have to play. A lot of songs that you have to play just don't have any guitar parts.
Yes, that's true.
Which is great for being creative, and don't get me wrong, but there is something to be said for like, so say like in FM we have like a set list of 30 tunes and they're all, you know, relatively difficult to play.
Yes.
And what happens is if you're playing all this music which is like at a low standard, and it's music that, you know, some of the modern pop music today is quite poor.
I agree.
You start to disrespect the music a little bit, and that's where the like,
because there's no soul for you.
And that's to tie in with that, like that thing that we talked about earlier, where people don't care, so they're not trying. So if they fail, it doesn't matter. They have an excuse
because they're just doing it for the money. They're doing it for the gig. And
so what happens is if you start to disrespect the music, then that happens. You know what I mean? You start to not care, and then you don't try, and exactly.
And it's a vicious circle.
Yeah. So like, so my friends and I started a band, and it was just to play music that we respect. And give the music the respect it deserves.
Okay.
You know, like, and songs that we like, and it's very.
That will challenge you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's something that we probably should have been doing 7 years ago, but we're only doing it now.
And again, you're still doing it, so it's
yeah, exactly. But it's cool and all, but it's not that much. You know, it's just a bit of fun, and like we'll just go drinking afterwards or whatever.
Of course,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. But it's not like we've only done 2 gigs, and we probably won't do loads more. But it's
still good to practice with
yeah,
other
and it's
people.
good, and it's good to play. All the musicians in that band are, you know. I'm trying to be the worst musician in the room. I want to be in a room where and they are all amazing. So I'm learning from them all the time, which is really good.
That's really good, yeah.
They're the situations that I'm trying to put myself in now, you know, more than ever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's
so
all.
again,
That
it'll
is.
challenge you to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
hard and to make your sound.
Yeah, and kind of to relearn after 3 years of kind of playing music to make a living and trying to do like original music on the side and other stuff, trying to relearn to give all music the respect it deserves, you know, which is quite a difficult thing when you have to learn 30 songs in 3 days,
Yeah.
and you're like, you can't respect the music that much. At that point, you just have to get the job done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I- that-
especially if you're playing for a wedding band and
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly,
can you
yeah.
play this as the first dance?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't like the song, but you
Yeah.
have to do it anyway. And like,
Exactly, some
yeah.
Ed Sheeran tune or whatever.
Yeah.
No offense, Ed.
No, like a great guy, but
yeah, but you know what I mean. So like, that's at the minute, that's what I'm trying to relearn, is to give the music the respect it deserves. And, like, you know, take 2 or 3 weeks out and really learn the music properly, and don't just, you know, like maybe as a kind of a stupid example, but like maybe learn the guitar solo on the track.
Yeah.
Don't play your own. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so
it's probably easier to fall into your own sort
That's
of.
much easier
yeah,
to do that,
yeah.
and you hear lots of people use an awful like excuse in saying that, oh, being more artistic. That's a total lie. It's just because they can't do it,
Okay.
and that's mostly, and you know, and then
Especially if you're talking about Steely Dan tracks.
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
and there's so, you know, and you learn so much, and that's what I'm trying to do with this set of music. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, real cliche music, I suppose, for people to play, like Eagles and Steely Dan and Bullpeck and all that
but
stuff.
the Eagles have chops. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I
like,
know,
you know,
Jesus, yeah, all the music.
You know, I'm a huge.
And what's really cool, and my favourite part about playing in this kind of little band, is that all my friends always ask me after the gig what songs we played. And I had a couple of friends who I never thought would be into it. They messaged me on Facebook or whatever after the gig and be like, could you give me your set list from last night? And I did that for 3 or 4 people each gig. We've done 2.
But that's
Such a
proves that you've
strange
done a
thing.
really good
Yeah, which I was really
versions
I
of
was
the
really,
song.
I was really happy about. I was like, that's cool. So it means we picked decent songs. But that's all that is. It's not that much of a big deal.
No, but it's interesting for me, you know, because like I love all those bands that you know are,
Yeah, of
are
course.
influenced
Yeah,
by,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
of
it's
course.
exciting for me because you don't see it, like the fact that you're playing a Bullpeck, Paddy tune by that, like that doesn't happen in Ireland, like,
of
you know.
course, yeah, no, not at all. Especially not in Drogheda anyway.
No,
some people in
people are
Dublin.
like, what is this?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So,
But yeah.
what is the greatest compliment you've ever received regarding your talent?
I haven't really gotten any compliments, probably. I think
I'll have to put Gavin and you in the same room. You'll get plenty.
I've never had a compliment that I think resonated with me that much. I think somebody said that I was neat, which I know what they meant by neat. It meant that like it's a very subtle thing, but like the guitar, like to play one thing on the guitar and then move to another thing on the guitar.
Yeah.
You create a lot of noise when you do that,
Yes.
and like there's no getting away from that noise and all that, and it's a very
distortion.
It's a very subtle thing, but to do that, to play a chord and then for it to be economic and silent as you move to the next chord is something that I try to do all the time.
Try to be clean.
Yeah, try and be clean, like almost like a classical musician would. And somebody heard me once and said that, and I was like, that's actually the first time that anybody's
Noticed.
or not noticed, or just has heard what I was trying to do. So I suppose that resonates.
That's
with
a
me
really good
a
one.
little bit, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Is there a song or a musical passage that never fails to move you emotionally?
Yes, I love a song called Watermelon in Easter Hay by Frank Zappa. It's a
Watermelon in Easter Hay, what a name.
It's a brilliant song. It's very emotional, and it comes in all the context that it's played, and thing about Zappa's music is that he plays all of his songs in loads of different contexts, but always in all the contexts that he plays that song in, it's always very beautiful and moving. I also love Home at Last by Steely Dan, which is kind of like a homage to Ulysses, not James Joyce, the Odyssey, like Homer,
I'm not a big James Joyce fan.
Yeah, I am.
Fan of
the other thing I was going to say is it's not a musical passage, but the end of Ulysses by James Joyce always gets me as well. The last couple of sentences of the Penelope chapter always gets me as well. Yeah, when she's kind of saying, you know, oh, maybe I won't leave you or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Cool.
So there's three things. There's loads, but they're
ones that so you're kind of talked about it already, but like, what do you feel like your main reasons or desires are for writing and just playing music?
I think that like most of the time when you play music and you practice music, it's constant frustration, constant disappointment, and constant unrealized expectations.
Sure.
But I think as just the odd time, and I talk to people about this, and they seem to get this feeling a lot more than I do. But very rarely are you just like, you know, that's working, and you're like, that's cool, or whatever. And I'm getting a tiny bit more lately, but
the gaps between are getting a little bit bigger, like
and it's just like that's probably the reason why and you can't help but smile in those moments. You're like, that's cool, it's working.
This is what I'm here for.
Yeah, I got it when I was saying earlier that I was recording music in January. I got it then, and I was like, that's the best time to get it if you're recording your own music. And I was happy that at that point.
Tell me a bit more about that, because I know we did that off. I'd love to hear more about that.
Well, I was thinking, like, I've always written music, but every time I've written music and then gotten an ensemble to play it, it's always not good. I've always been super unhappy, like, with so much of it. And I don't know whether that's because the music was ambitious, or I wasn't able to do it, or the people that were playing it wasn't able to do it, or it wasn't well written. I couldn't tell at the time.
It's very hard to understand and diagnose the problem.
I think that now I'm kind of taking, like, I always use this phrase, but I'm taking responsibility now. So like, I'm trying to write music where if it was just me on my own, I could probably play the music.
Okay.
So then,
that's cool.
So like, I recorded some music with a 3-piece upright bass and drums in a studio in Balbriggan called The Ventry in the middle of January, and
so you got someone on the double bass and
So my uncle played the drums actually, and a good friend of mine called Graham Heaney played the upright bass.
I met him the other night, would you believe?
Really?
Yeah, he was at the Murray Keane gig.
He is
such a lovely chap.
One of my best friends.
Yeah.
And he's somebody I met through music, you know, and he is a brilliant musician and a sound and funny one.
Put him down.
Yeah, he's so funny actually.
Yeah,
oh yeah, he probably would have been at that gig.
Well, he's friends with Gavin as well.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
he would be friends with Owen from Owen O'Neill.
I call him Saxo.
Yeah, Saxo. Yeah.
Trumpet on and
I know. Yeah. So he played the bass for me, and we did some music, and the music is kind of.
You got people that you really trust.
It's kind of like instrumental, kind of jazz, kind of. It's like. I've been super influenced by a guitar player called Tadhg Leahy lately, like super influenced by him, and he is an amazing, like probably one of the best guitar players ever. If not, he will be. You know what I mean?
So he's young enough. He's starting out.
Yeah, he's probably like 31 or 32, but he's been on the scene since he was a child prodigy. Like when he was 8 years old, he was the most amazing guitar player ever.
He hasn't.
So he recently had a change in direction where he's releasing kind of instrumental guitar music in a kind of jazz, but meets kind of Americana and blues kind of. So it's kind of his sound is kind of something I relate to, but then the music is also really nice. And so
I'm like in New Orleans, walking down the street in New Orleans.
It's kind of like a mixture. He kind of has like a blues guitar sound, but he's playing jazz music, and it's a real cool, but not in the way.
I have to actually tell Gavin about him because he loves all.
Oh, Julian Leahy is amazing. I'd say he knows.
He probably
does know. But
he tries not to overload me with jazz.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But so I've been listening to him a lot lately, so I ended up writing a lot of music like that, and kind of basically just ripping him off because I really
influenced.
No, totally ripping him off, kind of like because that's the sound I like, and I was like, I can write music like that, you know what I mean? So that's what I've been recording.
I'm very excited about it. So that'll be up on.
It'll be. I'll put it on Spotify once it's mixed, mastered, and all that stuff. But we recorded a song live with camera, and so I'm gonna do that because that's kind of what that's how everybody listens to music now.
And also, if it's on YouTube and you get, it'll help your career.
Yeah,
it really will. Like, you know?
So I'm waiting on that to be edited and color graded at the minute. It is edited. It needs to be color graded and mastered. The music is done. So once the video is done, I'm gonna I'll put the music out. But I was just thinking there. I think the reason why I've started recording a lot of my own music now is because I think I'm happy with how I'm happy with how I'm playing my own music. So that's what I was saying about like being able to play it yourself. If it's good enough yourself, then you know what I mean? Because I always think the people who are playing my music, it always sounds great. Because I'm like, thank you so much for doing it. So because I have a drop-at-a-based original band called Function Creep, and we've been
Function Creep.
Yeah. We've only done like 4 or 5 gigs, but we rehearse every Monday, and we're currently in the middle of like recording an album.
So your original stuff.
Yeah, it's like
cool.
well, this is a band rather than my own.
Yeah, no, but it's still cool.
So we have 6 songs. We're demoing them out in order to be recorded.
Cool.
And then we have 10 tunes, but we're
they're the 6 that you're really
but the music, it's about an hour long, so the music's quite long. It's all like
it's all instrumental, is it?
It's all instrumental, so it's like drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, sax, and electronics.
Really
so there's a guy kind of who has
like a desk, like.
Yeah, no, more like so he has like an Ableton Live setup on his laptop, and he has like an MPC, which is like a sampler and stuff like that kind of setup. So and he can manipulate the bass sound and the guitar sound, or the bass guitar sound and the saxophone sound during the gig, and he triggers voice samples and stuff like that. So we have that type of stuff.
That's really cool.
So the band started trying to kind of play electronic music live, but we kind of shifted slightly into playing. We just play whatever music that we write and
that you're like comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're kind of like a multi-genre probably.
Yeah, kind of. It's quite. It's the influences are like, you know, kind of like jazz fusion stuff, electronic music, and the drummer, Noel Gregory, his first instrument is actually congas.
Congas, cool.
Rather than the drum kit, although he's brilliant on the drum kit too. So that's Afro-Cuban music. That's where the congas really develop and stuff. So he's super influenced by that. So we have some tunes that are influenced by those type of rhythms in it as well.
That's
you know
really
what I mean?
cool. Yeah, because that type of rhythm really gets into you, doesn't it?
It's much more. It's actually. It's funny, I once did a kind of mini essay just as a present to my girlfriend once on how
you're a big geese
folk music. So Irish folk music is a huge. It's based a lot on triplet rhythms.
Yes.
But so is all developed. Almost all developed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Almost all developed, a lot of developed folk music is based around triplet rhythm. So Afro-Cuban music is a lot of 6/8 meters and triplet meters, and so is Irish music. So there's two. And
so almost like that, like the native.
Yeah,
music.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Now I'm no world music expert, but I always find that there's so much. It's funny that lots of pop music is just based around more common vibe signatures, but all the folk
very
stuff,
common, very common.
But a lot of folk stuff is kind of a little bit more ambiguous, you know. And I always find, totally off topic here, but the more developed a genre is, the more ambiguous the rhythms become, and I feel like the first step into going into more ambiguous, more experimental rhythm stuff is going towards triplet stuff. So I did a little study as well. I've not finished it yet, but if you look at, there's an awful video online about the studying of rappers' phrasing.
Oh, but that's a big thing though.
Yeah, it's the video, I can't remember who makes them, they're really popular. Is it Polygon or something like that?
I feel like I've seen this, because isn't it Snoop Dogg is giving it about how rappers all sound the same now or something?
I think so, but anyway, they do loads of videos. This company, I can't remember what they're called, but it's awful, that video, because I've done my own musical analysis on it, and I was thinking about releasing a little an essay on the development of the phrasing, and it's only now that rappers are getting into some phrasing which involves triplets and stuff like that. And I find
because Kendrick Lamar has a lot of it.
Yeah, so funny enough, he's my main case study, and early in his career he does none, and only in his last album does he have some. That does he have some, and it's really interesting to see that you can use him.
I think Damn is a great album.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. You can use him as a parallel to how rappers had so much kind of straight rhythms, and now it's a little bit more ambiguous.
So you're saying that because that genre has developed now, it's actually getting
after 30 years.
Yeah, because it's like what, like
because
the
the phrasing is so basic in comparison to maybe like a jazz soloist's phrasing. Now, obviously, you have words to consider, but like it will get to that point where the phrasing is so complicated. You know what I mean?
And like jazz has developed over a long time. It's got longer,
and it's funny though, but it's the same thing. It's like it starts out incredibly like cliche. All this language happens, then this language develops. The rhythms become more ambiguous, and then there's a huge jump, a leap forward where everything is just free. And it's like, you know, so you see like in rap, then you can see that same jump where people are just doing spoken word now, which has no relation to the music beneath it. But then what happens is those two things, you have one side that's getting more complicated and more ambiguous, and then you have the other side which is totally free, and then they eventually meet in the middle where the phrasing is natural, but it's in time, it's ambiguous, but it still speaks to you, you know what I mean? So eventually I think that'll happen with rap phrasing.
That's really cool, because I actually do love hip hop and rap myself, like, you know, but I'm very picky about it, like,
same here actually.
Like I love what's that New York group called? Oh, maybe they're actually from the
Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, I love Tribe Called Quest. It's the other one I can't remember. They're from like they're like 90s. They're like 36 chambers. It's like
I don't know.
Can't get my brain to work now. But I do love that stuff.
I really like that stuff, and I think it's cool because I can hear the development in the phrasing though. But
I think like people like you, so like I obviously love music, but I don't think I have the level of like integration in my brain for it, because Gavin is the same. Gavin will listen to a song and go, it doesn't have groove. And like just like that, you won't like it because it's like it doesn't have what you need to make it a good song.
I know
like,
what you mean.
And not that I obviously listen to pop music and but some of it, like I actually really like that Miley Cyrus new song. You know, the Mark Ronson one.
I haven't heard it.
It's really good. Like
I'm sure. See the thing is, like.
But Ariana Grande again, I don't get that. I don't get her. Like,
see, the thing is, like, I understand the like pop music sounds great and all that, but like, I listen to like the word, like the music that people think is the worst in the world, like all like contemporary classical music, which is like, you know, like screeching noises, and, you know, all that type of stuff.
Experimental,
I love that stuff. Like, I really love that stuff, and so. Now, when I hear like my friends giving off about modern pop music, I'm just like, I just don't care, because the music I listen to now is so far away. It's just it doesn't make any sense now.
There's no point giving out about pop music because it brings a lot of people joy. That's what, like, you know, me and Gavin are always say. Like, but it's interesting to me people like you who are so in tune with music notice certain subtleties that, like, you're just talking there about that rap. Like, not that I wouldn't have noticed that, but I understand it now you said it to me. But I would never have twigged that, you know.
I have a file at home on my computer. On my computer, I have like the musical examples. I'd love to develop it further. Like, you could do a PhD in it if you really wanted to, but
dude, think about doing it, dude.
I probably don't have the.
Although as someone who's doing a PhD,
the writing skills.
I think you definitely have the writing skills. You picked that up. I picked it up over the years, but
it's definitely possible, because like you could see, like you can hear a mile away these things. You know what I mean? And then I know I'm rambling on about it, but you can really use the world music examples as of all those triplet rhythms to show that that's where people's hearts actually lie, rather than in the straight music that people all listen to nowadays.
To get people to move like that, like I think to move people, it has to be a certain type.
Like samba music and all.
Like samba, like you can't like deny samba.
Yeah.
Like you can't listen to, if it were like Bossa Nova, Gavin always jokes, it's the music you listen to with your hips.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Yeah, it's true.
So that's really cool. So I think let me see the right.
So the question was kind of the original music thing.
Yeah, because I was just saying, like, and actually I have a thing here, like, do you have a favorite song you've written then?
Well, definitely the song that I'm about to release, definitely the song that I connected to most. It's called Radio Silence.
Silence.
Yeah, I wrote it actually. My girlfriend's dad passed away about 2 years and a month ago.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, and I kind of wrote it then, and I didn't really think about it at the time. And it's not too sad of a song or anything like that, but the song came.
Emotions.
Yeah, the song came like within the 5 days that he died. He died on the 27th of December. Yeah, he was only 56. It's awful. But I wrote it between Christmas and the 30th, like the 25th and the 30th. He died on the 27th. I remember I had it finished. I obviously took me ages to record, but that song then became kind of like I kind of connected it, even though it's not too sad, I kind of connected it with death. And
but look, I mean, death isn't always.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course,
if you believe if you're spiritual and death is not a bad.
Oh,
And I am. I actually used to. I wasn't like, but I have had a spiritual awakening. And I feel like you don't need to believe in God, but I think it's good to believe in something.
Yeah, well, whatever makes you feel good, it's all that matters. But yes, that's my favourite song by far.
And that's called Radio Silence.
Yeah, I think it's the most mature song I've written, and
it's weird when you write something and it comes out of you and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened.
And I think the other reason I like it is because other people seem to like it too.
Really?
So like anybody I show, they're like, oh, that's a nice song. And I'm like, that's cool. That's all I want, you know. So
I'm very excited.
I'm looking forward to releasing that. That's the one that's mastered. That's totally mastered. The other stuff isn't. So I just want the video to come out before.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be. Like I said, let me know and I can.
I wrote that song and one other song I only recently wrote in like November. I'm going to record it with violin and guitar. And I was only rehearsing with the violin player today, like about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, right.
So it was cool. So he came up to my house and we were playing it. It's quite a short song, and that's another song that I really like.
And will you be putting these together as in like an EP, or
I don't know what to do because I want to record all the music and then sing. I was thinking maybe, like, because I have so much music, if I could record it all this year and maybe in December I might put it together as an album or a collection. Probably would be more accurate.
Yeah, because I feel like when you put the label album on something, it has to have coherence. Where if you said like
and I don't necessarily want the stuff to have coherence because I don't really want to make an album until I feel like it'll happen, you know.
Or you're telling a story,
Well, like with all the music that I've written, I tend to play all my songs in all the ensembles that I play in.
Okay, very good.
So like in Function Creep, we do like 3 songs that are like my songs rather than the band songs. You know, we have music that's the band's music. We have music that's like one individuals. So we have 3 tunes.
That's a very Queen thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have one song or 3 songs that are mine, but like those 3 songs I've played, you know, with the one with a violin player, a few with like 2 guitars, a few with my friend Graham Heaney, who I was on about. He did a gig in January there called with the Graham Heaney Quartet, and it was all like Graham's original music and some of my original music, and we did that. It was a great success. The band are brilliant. The 3 boys are so good, and we did it in Arthur's, which is kind of like the main jazz and blues place up in Dublin.
Really cool.
So we did that.
You were in the right place.
Yeah. So I tend to play my music in all the ensembles that I play.
That's good. No, so you can hear it in different contexts.
Yeah, which I really like. And even I have a couple of songs that I wrote have vocals, but I just have a melody player play them. Like the song with the violin.
You don't necessarily have.
Yeah, I just you know what I mean. So sometimes, which is totally like my influence from Zappa, because he plays music in every context, like I was saying, and that's what I want to do. And
sometimes he sings through his guitar.
And sometimes his vocals. Sometimes he just has a saxophone playing the melody instead. So I think
it's nice. It seems like you're less precious about your music now.
Like
you're getting more comfortable sharing it with others.
And if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good.
No, but I find if you can, that's a question I always have people, like, you enjoy collaborating with other people.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're comfortable doing that with your music, because it is your baby at the end of the day, if you're comfortable saying, hey, they might make it better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm comfortable letting someone else, especially if you're surrounded by the right people, which you seem to be.
Well, hopefully. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But I think the thing that I want to do this year is like record all that music in as many different contexts as possible. So like, I have some songs that I wrote for like just drums and guitar, but I think I'd like to record them and then maybe have some bass and keyboards too. So I'm thinking by the end of the year, I'd love to have, you know, maybe 15 songs recorded, but like 4 versions of each one.
Really? That's really interesting.
So,
So,
like,
you could call that a collection.
It's more of a collection, so like I would like to have them all well recorded enough that I can put them beside each other and go like, you know, like one of the songs I have is called Chord Road, and yeah, so I do that with Function Creep. So it's like a big ensemble playing that music, and there's
Because you said there were 6 of you. So
yeah, there's like bass, drums, guitar, keyboards, sax, and electronics.
Yeah,
so it's like, so that's a big ensemble, but I'm also recording that with acoustic guitar and violin.
and just like
Yeah,
those two
yeah,
things,
and I also want to record it with like, you know, like piano, upright bass, saxophone, and drums, like no guitar.
I always
That's what
say, I think if a song can go through a transition of a different like context, if you can put it with different music and it still sounds good, I think it's a good song.
Yeah.
I've always said that. Like when you can make an acoustic version of a rock song and it sounds good, like
because often they don't sound good.
no,
Like,
they don't translate outside of what they are, and that's
totally
it. Like
true.
you know.
Yeah, that's totally true. But so like that's kind of what I want to do, because, and then I was thinking I might just like pick the versions I like the most out of each tune or whatever, and just be like, well, these are the, and then put them kind of together and be like, you know, there is all the other versions if you want to listen to them too. You know what I mean?
No, that's really
so
good.
that's kind of the plan, but like
I like that idea of a project. Really,
the
really
problem is it's expensive to record music.
Of course.
It's hard to get people to play the music. Like it's hard to get the time, like the people to have the time to play the music.
Of course. Even like you said, rehearsing is like
Yeah, like, you know, but I'm getting a bit better at all that, because I've kind of, like I was saying, I'm taking responsibility myself. So,
and is it your primary gig now?
well, yeah, totally, yeah, absolutely.
No,
yeah,
I think
there's
that's good.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
It's like a poor living, but it's fine. Like
That's
I don't
why I
mind.
opted for the coffees, man.
Yeah,
I understand I'm a musician for.
I haven't had a coffee in years. Yeah, I know. What's the question? Yeah, like that's, you know, that's a total vibe.
But the music is what gives you the wealth, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No. I want to go on holidays. Let me go on. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I want to record my music in as many different contexts as possible. Also because I don't know what I like. Really, you know what I mean? So
you don't know until you hear the end product if you're going to like it or not.
Yeah.
That's really cool. No, please feel just take a break, you know.
No, it's fine. But, yeah, that's kind
No,
of.
I like as well that you have a plan and that you're in your head. Like I know obviously you're not like, well, by April I want to have, you know, yeah, but you have it. I'm always think you should have a vision. You should have what you want.
I just want to hear how my music sounds in different contexts, because it will convince me in what it'll teach me what direction I want to go in the future. You know what I mean?
Really.
So that's basically it. You know what I mean? As many different versions of the same song, so I can go that version suits that tune, that version suits that tune, or whatever.
Especially like if you are thinking of making an album down the road, like if you really want to hone the songs, isn't it good to do different versions? Go like that's the version, that's the one.
Exactly.
And then like maybe you know you'll play one of the other versions live, or
Yeah,
something, you know.
which I really like as well, because it's a bit of depth. I don't like seeing a band play their music the exact same way.
Yes.
At all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is another Zappa influence. Like the brilliant thing about Zappa's live albums is that the arrangements are always different on the music. So
they're the same songs, but they're not the same songs.
there's so much value in it. So much. So, you know, you're getting bang for your buck, really.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know, because a lot of people, if you go see them, you're literally getting like the album version of it. Like,
exactly. Yeah. It's then played kind of worse than with less production value.
Yeah, like I went to Blink-182 one time and I was like, why? Like, pay money for this?
The thing about them is like they're like a 3-piece band, and like their music is so heavily produced. There's so many guitars layered and all that shit. It's like,
and the only one that's good in that band is Travis.
Yeah, so like, so when you hear them live, you're only getting one guitar and
one bass,
and the vocal production is the same, so you're losing so much.
Yeah.
So they should just like come up with a different arrangement of their song that suits the ensemble.
Or do you want like I love Pink? I don't know, you probably know this, Becky. And she toured with the most amazing band.
Yeah, her
and
band
music
are great.
sounds fucking
I heard.
brilliant.
There's a loads of interviews with the people in her band. Yeah.
They're proper heads.
And she always makes a point to introduce her band and all that stuff live. I've seen that.
Really
actually.
cool.
There's a couple of documentaries on Sidemen on Netflix. They're all kind of crap, but there's some influence. There's some interviews with her band on that. Yeah.
No, I think like you have to. I think you have to like surround yourself with people and make the sound like broad. I think is a good way of saying it. Like you know,
or just be open for it to sound different.
Yeah.
Because it usually sounds better if it suits the musicians.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? Like because everyone is so individual. You know, like let them have that little bit of flair of their own.
Yeah.
I think that's why the wedding band is soul destroying for Gavin because it's just like
yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's like,
and it's like the problem is you don't respect the music, so nobody does, and then you don't play it at a high standard, and then it's even more depressing because you can play bad music well, it's still really great.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But
if you're not enjoying it, people will know. Even if they can't pinpoint what it is, they'll be like, "There's something not right here." Like even if they don't say it out loud to themselves, like you know. And I that's why I even for my writing, like if I don't enjoy what I'm writing, people don't respond well.
Yeah,
like, you know,
that's true.
It's weird. Like.
So.
Like one of the other questions I had, and you mentioned Frank Zappa a lot, so I'm assuming he's one of them.
Yeah,
and if you can collaborate with anyone living or dead, who?
Definitely your man Mark Juliana. I really like him. He's a great personality on the drums. He writes great music and he sounds great, no matter what he does. So I really like him. And, you know, I love Frank Zappa, but I don't think the funny thing is, it's a difficult question for me to answer because I wouldn't be able to collaborate with any of them because I wouldn't be mature enough or ready as a musician. But maybe in 10 years I will.
Yeah, but don't give yourself imposter syndrome, okay? Like
well, yeah, I don't know.
So for me, what I would like to end on is just like you've taken your music seriously now. So if you could give advice to yourself like 10 years ago, like as a musician, what would you have said?
Oh, like just I suppose like take it seriously then. Maybe. I suppose take it seriously. Like lots of people's answers are don't take it too seriously, but I think maybe take it more seriously and be more open-minded to music because that was something I was definitely closed-minded with music when I was younger, but now I'm not. So and that was I much prefer it now how I feel towards music than I did then, even though I loved it back then still.
Yeah.
So that's me. That's the only thing. You know, more open-minded, take it a bit more seriously.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's stop that.
Fair play.